If you're looking to make a change to get improved performance, improve your sleep, and help you with your weight loss journey, try Optimum Day and Night. Make a change as soon as you can.
And these have been a real game changer in my health journey. Optimum Day helps your metabolism burn throughout the day, and Optimum Night helps you get a really good sleep throughout the night.
And here's some real life proof on screen right now. Both Robbie and Michael Owen teamed up with Oxford Natural for their wellness journey, and you can see the results for yourself.
So if you want to start your health journey today, click the link in the description below. Get 70% off your first order with the code WATTV. And first and foremost, we're going to talk a bit about pre-season, because there's been a pre-season date that has just been added, and that is Hoffenheim. It's actually a double header against Hoffenheim. Spurs have announced that they're going to host Hoffenheim at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium on the 15th of August, 3 p.m. kickoff as the final pre-season game in front of fans. And then they will play Hoffenheim again a day later behind closed doors at Hotspur Way. This is to ensure another Tottenham starting 11 of players gets a strong run out to improve their fitness and sharpness for De Zerbi a week before the season starts. So as it stands, I'm not sure if any more are going to get added. We start off our pre-season against MK Dons at Hotspur Way. Then we go out to New Zealand, place Auckland. Then we go to Australia, play Sydney, Chelsea. And then we come back and there's a 2-week break between the Chelsea and the Hoffenheim game. So I imagine there's probably going to be something added in between Hoffenheim and Chelsea. But that is the pre-season lineup as it stands right now.
So I will say, first of all, one thing I'm delighted about is I missed that the last pre-season that you have before the season starts is at home with the fans, where they can parade the new signings. It's been such a money grab to go here, there, and everywhere that the traditional game at home before the season starts, and that it will appeal to people that maybe can't afford to go during the season. That can't afford because of the prices or the location, they can't get there. So I'm delighted to see that kind of, hopefully it becomes a tradition again, because I used to love.
It was only 1 year off that we didn't do it. I think last year.
No, we've done it quite a few years, haven't we? Recently, we haven't had a. It's quite a few. I think it's quite a few years we haven't had a.
Because 2 seasons ago we played Bayern Munich, didn't we? When Harry Kane came back.
Harry Kane, that was for part of the deal. But I think if you go back and find the last one since then, it used to be literally every single season. But yeah, it's good to see that. And when it comes to pre-season, hopefully he'll have a lot of new additions to parade, and hopefully it'll be a very good pre-season, because we've seen what the last two haven't really contributed to anything, have they?
No. And by the way, talking about contributions, I think Senesi got that start in the Argentina game against Jordan, and he got a penalty. He won a penalty. So big up to Senesi. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see when these World Cup players are actually going to come back. But you would imagine by the time that Hoffenheim game comes around, they'll all be back by then. Maybe they'll join up with the team late. Maybe they'll miss New Zealand and just go to Australia. Who knows? But yeah, that will be all revealed at some point soon. Let's talk about some transfers, and you know exactly the direction we're going to go in. It is that saga once again. First up, we're going to talk about Mateus Fernandes, and the latest with it is that the Times reported that Manchester United do want to sign Mateus Fernandes, groundbreaking, but they are refusing to pay the asking price that West Ham want of £80 million. I mean, they keep saying Man United and Spurs are going to blow them out of the water and stuff, but still nothing is moving. Are they just waiting for Manchester United to come in and get desperate to come in for a big money move?
I'm so lost with the direction this deal is going in. I mean, if we want him now, how long has the talks with him been going? Not as long as Tonali, is it? I think Tonali's a little bit longer.
Yeah,
if my memory serves me right, or maybe even around the same time. But if Man U are saying they don't want to pay this asking price, if Spurs desperately want this player, then Man U have said this, but it could be mind games for Man U to say, "Go on, Spurs, you put your bid in," and then so the way football has become mind games and all the news we get fed from ITKs and everything, it just makes guessing where this is going to go really, really impossible. But hopefully Spurs are serious and they've marked this as a key player and they go get the job done. It's got to get done this week.
Yeah, I mean, look, if this is taken on face value with all this like dawdling around from Man United saying, now we're not paying this, we're not paying that, he wants to come to us, why don't Spurs just put the money on the table and test the waters and say, like, all right, let's call their bluff?
Like we said yesterday in the update, we've gone from bidding way too low to then putting a bid on Tonali to show we've got the money, but then not doing anything with it. So we're saying we're prepared to pay it now. We're just not prepared to officially make the payment or make the offer. But I think this week is massive. Like we said, July the 1st is brand new money for all the teams, not just Tottenham. And I think if Spurs want to make sure we get this done, we've got to get it done before Wednesday. Because then Man U will have an influx of money they can spend and might just go, right, 80 million to them is nothing, isn't it?
Yeah, you would think
and
so.
We've seen them do it before time and time again. And it's it's our biggest outlay if we do it, isn't it? So that's the comparisons.
Yeah. Ex-West Ham employee, obviously very reliable West Ham ITK, says, well, the situation with Fernandes is we value him at 85 million plus. Think a bidding war could happen with Spurs and Man United leading the domestic chase. PSG and Real Madrid also looking at the player. We are in no rush to sell. Spurs have also offered Mikey Moore in a loan move to try and tempt West Ham. I mean, surely Mikey Moore would be a fantastic move for us and for them. I think he would smash it in the Championship. I think West Ham obviously going to be one of the top teams in the Championship next year. So I'd love to see Mikey Moore go there on a loan. But can we say, if a deal like this happens, if Mateus Fernandes comes to us after a long list of West Ham players, top West Ham players that have come to us, Defoe, Canute, Parker, Kudus, the list goes on.
Yep.
And now Mateus Fernandes, and we loan them one of our most prized assets from the academy. Can we just end this, whatever this is? Like, this ain't a rivalry, you know what I mean?
Exactly. It's not, I mean, you see, Chelsea and us, when it comes to players, a rivalry. The filth, obviously. But the thing is, it's worked out beneficial for us. They've taken people from Southampton, Carl Walker-Peters. Who else have they taken from us directly? Not many. And I don't think it's what... Matthew Etherington, maybe.
Ryan Fredericks, did he go straight or did he go somewhere else before?
Maybe. But obviously, we've got the better end of the deal. And if we can get Fernandes, I think, and sending Mikey Moore on loan, it's win-win for Tottenham.
Yeah.
There's no downside to this. Obviously, you can talk the value, but the quality of player we get in, the progression of Mikey Moore, and the Championship would be a great barometer for him to go into and challenge, and he would get first team football. So I don't see a downside to that deal.
No, none at all. And I would even go as far to say is slap the money that they want down on the table, and then just send Mikey Moore. Don't charge them a loan fee. Don't charge them loan wages. You know what I mean? Just make it easy for them that they'll accept this bid.
I completely agree with you, bro.
I think it'll be a brilliant sweetener for them. It'll work out so well in their favour, and obviously we get another year of development for Mikey Moore. I think he would smash it in the Championship next year.
That would be the key test. Obviously, we saw what he did in the second half of the season. Once the new manager came in at Rangers, he went up levels. This would be a real test for him, wouldn't it? Championship football, week in, week out. I think it would be a great judge to send him over and see what he actually can do to bring him back ready for the season after the one coming.
Yeah. People are mentioning in the comments about buy options. I mean, they ain't getting a buy option. I tell you that.
Oh, no.
They ain't getting a buy option, but what they do get is a very good player for a year that can bring them back up to the Premier League at the first time of asking.
Correct. So that's exactly it. And that's all the thanks they get. No sweeteners.
Yeah. And then we can all sing Kumbaya when we play them next season.
You can just see that, can't you? You can just see it.
But what do you actually think these deals do for the rivalry? Because you'll never, if Spurs to get relegated, let's say, if Spurs got relegated instead of West Ham last season, do you really think in Arsenal wanted to take one of our players that a deal would ever get done with Spurs and Arsenal, even if Spurs got relegated? Because I just don't think it would.
I don't think it would, but also I would say I don't think Arsenal would want any of our players because we were that poor.
I'm just saying we looked at it like a Mickey van der Ven.
Okay,
or a good player that we have, just for argument's sake.
I don't think there's a cat in hell's chance that we would sell to them or they would be interested in us. because obviously you look at Mickey van der Ven's a big player. Yeah, I just can't see it happening. But West Ham, they think that they hate us, don't they? With us, it's just like, yeah, okay, you're a rival from London, but they hate us. And yeah, I mean, the fans must hate it that we take their players. I remember when we took Kudus, you remember the absolute scenes of them going nuts, and then he got man of the match in his first game for us. They hated it. But West Ham seem to like doing business with us.
Yeah, I mean, the reaction I'm seeing from West Ham fans right now is like, we're relegated. What? Like, there's nothing much, you know. It is what it is. Last year, obviously, the vitriol was there for Mohamed Kudus, but look, we'll see how it progresses. In terms of Sandro Tonali, a bit of positive news coming out from the Chronicle. This is a publication up in Newcastle saying that Arsenal have now walked away from Sandro Tonali over his 275 grand a week wage demands and a 10% agent commission. Tottenham remain in negotiations with Newcastle for the Italian international. We heard yesterday from Di Marzio saying that he's already given his word to De Zerbi, and that's going to deter a Manchester City bid. So it looks as though Spurs are the only real team in for Tonali, and Spurs are the only real team willing to put this kind of money down for Tonali.
Yep, we are at the moment leading a one-horse race, but we know how that sometimes works for us. I think I've been confident with this one from the beginning. I think we've got another gentleman's agreement. Let's hope Tonali honours them. It will be a fantastic play. It looks that way.
Thank God it's not with Daniel Levy, eh?
Thank the Lord. But I will say, like you look at it, Arsenal and Man City may have moved away because now they've got other targets they want, and their budget doesn't allow them to do this. They may have some very big players in the pipeline. This is a player Spurs desperately need. This is a player that revolutionises our midfield, can be the backbone and the tenacity of it. So his value, just on that alone, he's priceless to Spurs. So let's hope, with all this positivity and what we're hearing, we can actually have some serious movement this week and put this one to bed. And also, if this does get over the line, there's going to be a lot of Spurs fans that are going to be like, bloody hell, I really didn't think, I thought this was all BS and Spurs PR, which I don't blame anyone for thinking at all with what we've had to deal with. But if they finally get one over the line of a scale of a Tonali, then hopefully this will show that maybe Spurs are prepared to start spending the money. So this deal has a lot of things going for it, more so for the effect it could have if we get it over the line than just getting him.
Yeah, I mean, look, we all thought early stages last transfer window, cast your mind back a summer, we got Kudus over the line and you're thinking, all right, this is a big move from Tottenham. Spurs really mean business here. But then again, it all just petered out. So it's all well and good getting Tonali, but you need to keep your foot on the gas, don't you? And you need to keep going and keep getting in players, because Tonali alone, as much as it makes us better in midfield, it doesn't, make us that much better. It makes us better, but not like the flaws that we saw last season in terms of that forward line. Doesn't change that.
Yeah, but I think it doesn't change that. We need to address the forward line, but it does seem that we're going a methodical way of defence, midfield. Then we'll deal with the attack, or how it looks at the moment. But this guy, we get a player like Tonali, and it will make other players thinking, if he's signing, we've all seen, haven't we? If there's a big player there, not saying that Tonali's going to be like the standout, but if big players are ready and Spurs have shown that they're prepared to pay the big wages, then you might get a lot of players going, maybe something is changing at Spurs and maybe something could be happening. So hopefully a Tonali deal would make some other players think, okay, Tottenham might be serious breaking their boundaries that they've been threatened to do for years, and may entice them more. It may not, but let's hope we get to experience what it could do.
Yeah, absolutely. So look, that is all we have for you today in terms of the transfer front. So let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think that we can get these two deals done by the end of the week? I think Tonali is looking more likely at this moment in time than a Fernandes, but we have to wait and see how this battle between Spurs and Manchester United plays out over the next few days. But let us know your thoughts in the comment section.